So do you feel being paid well?
I think so. I think I'm being paid adequately. I certainly don't feel any sense of that I should be making more money. But it's been a very long process of the school eventually coming to the point where I think the staff members didn't understand on some level that they were volunteering.
I don't earn anything because I'm doing volunteer work since last 2 years in the schools. I decided to do volunteer for 3 years and experiment and question everything and then go and work after next year.
Now, practically, I don't get a lot of money for the work that I do. But I think that this is a problem with a lot of democratic schools is they get outside of the traditional realm and they're kind of off on their own. They're outside, they're on the periphery. And in the United States anyway, there's not a lot of support for people who want to get outside of traditional education. So our school and other schools struggle with, paying people adequately and things like that.
At this point in time, I think that my salary for next year, I think, is $43,000, and I've been at the school for 15 years now. My feeling is that that's probably pretty close to what a public school teacher in our area that with similar career history might be making.
In the area where I live, I'm earning about half of what a teacher makes in the public school system. I know that because one of the other staff people at our school was a public school teacher for 17 years, and she quit that to work at Greenwood and is now making half of what she made. So, and I'm making the same as she is, so I know it's like, oh, I'm making half of that. At the same time, my partner also works, and so we aren't hurting financially. I also do some computer work on the side, web design on the side, and am able to supplement in my income enough that that we even feel comfortable now having a baby that's not going to be a problem.
I mean, certainly that in the beginning people worked for really no money at all, and that they felt that their compensation for their working was the experience that they had, and that where I certainly feel like the experience that I have is a very valuable thing. I don't feel like I'm not being paid fairly.
Now, I think that we are fortunate at Greenwood too. Greenwood, they're not paying as well as the other teachers in the area, but they're paying better than some of the other Sudbury schools I know that I did investigate. Which isn't really a problem for me because I'm so dedicated to it that I would donate my time if that's what it took to keep a school like this working.
It took a long time to get to the point where people didn't feel that was part of it.
But most beginning Sudbury schools or most beginning democratic schools would give a basic minimum wage, which is around $6 per hour. And that is not enough for survival. That you cannot survive with rent and tax and insurance and all that. Not enough, I would say, but you can survive. And that is again a thing where the kids own it, and the kids feel, or the whole school, the assembly staff, everybody owns the place and feel that these people who are serving the school also need a minimum wage. And everybody together work rather than staff going and say, I want 30,000 or I want 20,000, I could have made 40,000 outside. That's not, rather kids should say, oh guys, these people are forming our lives, are helping to be available for us to really find out what life is. How would they survive without money? So when they feel it, they'll work for it. When the parents feel it, wow, this is what my kid is turning out to be. Who's doing this work? The staff. They really need money. They'll themselves raise the tuition. You don't have to tell them that to raise the tuition.
If I made a lot of money, that would be great. It would be more than great because I'm doing a great job. a job I love, and then I also get all this money. It doesn't really work like that in the United States, but we're working on that. Our school works on that, and a lot of democratic schools work on that. I mean, it's such an important part of what it's all about.